This is where the press used to be. In this very big hall. Mostly the newspaper was based in the town centre for most of its life until about 1975, and then it moved up to here. And this down here is where our press was. So, and it was here until 1997. And when it was basically everything was centralised down in Southampton when the new press was built there, so quite sensible, everything was printed down there. This press was sold to Poland, I believe, so it was shipped out to Poland, so probably still going, it's probably still going strong. It's now very much, obviously, we use it for storage for things going out. So this is, as I say, going back an awful long time, and it's very fragile. As I say, trying to get these probably taken to the archives because they are so, well, they're history. It's exactly what they are. I mean, look at that. That was from 1899. I've worked here for 17 years, and I like this place. I like Basingstoke. It's an interesting place. You know, I've had lots of stuff over those years. Turnover in the last few years hasn't been as much as it was in when I first started. I mean, when I was in my first year as editor, we had, as I say, about 35 staff. And probably in that first year, people were leaving at a rate of about one a month. So you had 12, which is quite a lot. Because what would happen is we would have reporters come in, you would train them up, and then they would move on.
Every so often, military honours are given out to personnel, and quite often people from RFO didn't win awards like Distinguished Flying Cross, that kind of thing. And from what I know, there's a pilot who's winning a DFC, and there's also a medic who's winning an award, a different award. But so we'll go along, take some pictures, interview them, get their story, and put it in on Monday, I think.
How's your shorthand?
It's pretty good because I'm the kind of crime and
yeah, of course.
If it was bad, then I'd be in trouble. It's so useful. I don't know where I'd be without shorthand.
Is it right down?
So I can't do, interviews over the telephone. Obviously, court stuff, but it's just it's so much quicker than people recording stuff. So this is Odium just coming up, and this is kind of the eastern edge of our patch.
I've got a code. Sorry, you were saying. So these two guys
saw some tracer, so that's bullets being fired in the air, but not necessarily at us.
Yeah.
Just at the noise.
Yeah.
I liked it to continue. We then.
is there
It was right at the end of July. It might have been the 1st of August.
right, okay.
Below an aircraft.
Yeah. That must be kind of fairly shocking to see.
previous photographic editor, he suggested why don't I give it a go, and I thought, oh, why not? And to be honest, I'm not trained, but I've sort of learnt as I've gone along. That's what I've done. So, journalism can be really, really interesting, and there can be such a variety of work to do and stories to cover. So it's really quite a privilege, actually.
Just one of the guys I work with.
Incredible. One guy, a pilot who's been shot at 3 times in a week, and doing some pretty incredible thing when he had, a damaged aircraft, and another medic who, had to shoot back at the Taliban before, doing his normal job. So yeah, pretty good. We'll probably write it today. So yeah, and yeah, we should probably get it in on Monday, but I suspect we probably won't. There you go.
Some information from the council a while ago saying that Hampshire County Council are going to be sort of pushing country breaks as a sort of way for to bring more tourists into the area, and so this is sort of the official launch. So you'll see Culture Secretary Maria Miller, who's also our MP, she'll be there, along with the County Council's Culture and Recreation Cabinet Member, and then the Borough's Council's Cabinet Member for Culture and Recreation.
No, I've looked at the website. It just says you can...
And they're just having a bite to eat, just grabbing some sandwiches. And they'll go around the front, do the actual photo, and that's time when we'll actually get a chance to speak to them and actually get some words to make a story. Well, with lots of different, we've got just having a bite to eat.
I was simply here to take photos. So today's quite calm, actually. It's a nice. It's ticking over nicely, I should say. I mean, when I feel I'm under pressure is when I'm up against deadline and I've got to finish my story, and I know the boss is not going to be happy if I'm past my deadline. So my busiest days are Monday and Tuesday. Tuesday's the day when I have to have all my business stories finished, ready for editing. And then Thursday and Friday for me, I'm dealing with pictures, and that can vary quite a bit. But there's always something to do. There's never a quiet moment, really.
What I've been saying to people is that...
Explaining earlier, there are these very sort of general, mainly photo opportunities where they launch these nice, fluffy English Tourism Week and all these sort of initiatives. Whereas mainly what we went there to do is try and get an angle to do with Basingstoke that people here can actually relate to. So the line of questioning that we got from both Maria Miller and Elaine Still, who is the Borough Council Chief, is admitting that basically Basingstoke, as most of the country knows, does not have a good rep as a place to visit. It is the butt of a lot of jokes. So kind of the story here is them sort of dismissing that and saying Basingstoke's got a lot to offer. This, I'd say, is a very quiet day normally. Normally I'm sort of out a lot more. But today, because I've been out for quite a while, today is kind of cracking through that list that gradually built up and haven't got around to writing yet.
Oh, it's been a pretty normal Friday in many respects in that we've had a few on-diary jobs. We haven't been to court today, which often we do end up at Winchester Crown Court on a Friday, often the sentencing day, but the court's closed today for a conference, I think. But you've been out to RAF Odium, which is obviously a good story. That's the people getting the awards for bravery. That story is probably going to next Thursday's paper because we sell more papers in Odium of the Thursday edition than we would of the Monday edition, so we would probably put that there. In terms of the tourism event that you went to, again, that'll probably be for Thursday's paper as well. But yeah, we've got a really good team here. I mean, it's a very small team now. There's only, as I say, 11 of us. And very rare that all 11 are in, but they're a really good team. They work very hard. I'm very lucky and glad to be the editor of the paper. It's a privilege to do it. You're very aware you're the custodian of a paper in many respects. We're passing through, but the paper's been here since 1878, and I'm sure it's going to be here for a long, long time. And we'll always try to do our best to make sure it's the best paper we can give to our readers.